submissively. The first question wasn't, what did you think of Paige?
I thought it was what it was. I thought it was what it was. I expect what I expect. I didn't. I didn't expect her to go out there and be bad, and I didn't expect to play her 30 minutes. And I knew there'd be some plays that she would make that other kids on our team have a hard time making or even thinking about. And she got just enough to kind of get her feet back under her and see how she is tomorrow, and then we'll go to Sunday.
Restriction, or what did you have, as you planned it out before the game, and how did it play out as far as you planned?
I was planning on 15, and it ended up being 12. So, and she let me know about it too. So, I owe her 3 minutes. Yeah, so I got to get her 3 extra minutes next time. But obviously that'll change at some point. I don't know exactly when, but obviously it'll change. And after Sunday, we got a week off, so that'll help. And with 3 games in 3 days, hopefully 3 games in 3 days. Just keep an eye on it.
Geno, were you able to talk with her either during the game, after the game, just to see how she felt, not just physically, but emotionally, to finally make her return?
No, I just, during one point in the game, I just asked her, how is it, and, she obviously was, she's excited and ecstatic and beaming that, she's back playing basketball. And it was in a game that was a fun game to play in for the most part, I don't think there's any way that St. John's that's reflective of what kind of team they are. I think tonight was just one of those. That's who we are. That's who we were tonight.
You talk about Kristen's defense on Correa tonight.
Yeah, Kristen's been kind of off and on defensively this year, and it's getting to the postseason now. And last year, that was her big strength during the whole postseason. Is we just gave her whoever we felt like was the toughest matchup for us, and it started tonight, and hopefully this carries over to every other game we play. Providence got a kid that got 27 on us at their place, so let's see if we can do a better job on her than we did last game.
Geno, it was Hazy who said that this team would be nasty once everybody got back. Can you talk about what Paige's return has meant to the rest of the team mentally, and where they are confidence-wise compared to where they were before, a month ago or so?
I think because of the way it played out last year, and Paige being Paige, and the kind of year that she had, when we lost her, a lot of our other players really felt that loss hard, because it just put so much on their shoulders. And I don't know that in the beginning they understood just how much Paige does for them. So having her back, the team that she came back to is not the same team that she left. So the team that she came back to is a better team, has a a better understanding of what we're trying to do. Has more players that can do more things than they could do the last time she played. So, she gives them confidence. And teams' confidence sometimes wavers, goes up and down. But if you have somebody like Paige on the floor whose confidence never wavers, that kind of, is infectious, and the rest of the team now knows there won't be any droughts.
You, as you've alluded to, the other players have improved while she was gone. She comes back to a better team. It kind of adds up to 9 players that you have a certain level of trust in. Have you ever had that before? Have you often had that kind of depth, that many players that you could trust going into a tournament?
There were times in the past, 2000, the year 2000, 2001, those 2 years specifically, there were just so many good players on the team that were capable, on any night of having big nights, Tina's years with my Stephanie's teams, Stewie's teams, there always seemed to be, didn't matter who was missing, the team never changed. But not like this year where when, Paige was missing, the team really changed. I mean, you could see it. It was evident by looking at them on the court. They weren't the same. So, if this team, the way it is right now, was that way in December when Paige got hurt, you might never notice any change at all. We would have played exactly like we played tonight. But that's not where they were, and that's not who they are or were. So this is kind of like back in the old days now, where because of the injuries, because of every single player on our team has missed the game except Avina and Aaliyah. So everybody's missed games, and because of that, they feel like they've built up a reserve. They're in better shape because they played so many minutes. They're mentally, hopefully, a little bit better because of what they went through. So, like I said, I don't know what the future is going to be, but every other team is probably going to improve in the postseason. But, we improved by who we added. And I don't know that anybody else is adding somebody like that.
Geno, kind of a follow-up to that a little bit. You had mentioned just how much fun everyone seemed to be having tonight. How nice was that to coach tonight and just to kind of see that all in action for the first time since December?
It wasn't a lot of fun in some ways because the guy down at the other bench is a good friend of mine, and I hate to see anybody have to go through that. And it really wasn't anything I think they could have done. But it's fun. It's fun watching them do the things that they enjoy doing and being successful at them. This is a game. Basketball is a game, and a game by its nature is supposed to be something that you do for fun. Let's play a game. It signifies let's go have some fun. But when you play the game poorly, it's no fun. And when you struggle with things, it's no fun. And today, everything we tried to do, wanted to do, It got done, and for that reason, it was fun. And fun for the players, you know. Practice time, practice time's a bitch at Connecticut, you know. Like, you don't want to be at that practice because that's my time, you know. And I'm going to use that time the way I want to do it, and I'm going to make them do what I want them to do exactly the way I want them to do it. And life is going to be really miserable for them if they don't do exactly what I want them to do. But game time, that's their time. Now they get to have fun, they get to enjoy it, they get to go out there, and what am I going to do? I can't just, you know, stop it and go over that again. Let's do that again. You know, I can't throw them out of practice. I can't throw them out of the game. You know, so they should be having fun because it's a reward for how hard they work in practice.
Geno, is Aaliyah having fun? It's been an interesting year.
Seemed like it.
It seems like she is kind of, you know, trajecting back in the right direction.
Yeah.
You know, how do you feel about her, you know, heading into the postseason here?
Yeah, you know, she obviously is different than our other two post players. You know, Liv is Liv, Dorka is Dorka, and Aaliyah is different than Dorka, and Aaliyah is different than Liv. And Aaliyah adds a dimension that, you know, we don't have, and how she can guard different positions, and how she goes to the board. She offensive rebounds, runs the floor. You know, when she's doing that, then she's a difference maker on our team. And when she wasn't doing that this year, it was very, very evident and very frustrating for me, for her, for everybody. I'm sure. Yeah, I think so. I think anytime you're not playing well, or anytime you're up, you know, you'll have a great game and then next game you'll play lousy. Then you have a great game and next game you'll play lousy. After a while, you know, you don't understand why am I so bad some days, and it's almost like you come to expect it. But when you're really good, 4 or 5 games in a row, you come to expect that as well. And maybe that's where she is right now.
Geno, what was most fun or encouraging for you today? Was it seeing Aaliyah continue to play well? Was it Avina 10 assists? Was it AZ shooting well?
Yeah, probably all those things. You know, Morgan and I were talking that, you know, AZ spent a little extra time yesterday shooting the ball because she didn't feel right, you know, the last couple of days. And Mo was like, you know, she doesn't look good. Like, you know, like she's worried about it. So when we came out and every time she touched it, you know, the ball went in, it felt like, yeah, I'm happy for her because she puts a lot of time into the game. I mean, I've never seen anybody shoot the ball like that. I know if I shot it like that, my confidence would never waver. I'd never worry about anything. I'd be like Archie Clark, man. Shoot till you get hot and keep shooting. That'd be my philosophy. So people may remember, may not. Kalina Mosqueda-Lewis as a freshman on a team with like a bunch of really good players, All-Americans and pros, led the team in minutes played as a freshman, played 31 minutes a game. And I believe she did the same thing as a sophomore. Because players like that, players like Kalina, players like AZ, they only need about 3 or 4 minutes and they blow the game wide open. And you saw that tonight. She only needed about a 5-minute stretch and boom, game's over. Not many people can do that. Probably, you know, because you know that they're they're worried mentally. Do I have it? Am I ready? You know, Doc says I'm ready. You know, does that mean I'm 100% in my mind confident that I'm ready? You know, so when you go out there and you play and things just start clicking, that's a pretty good sign. And you know, when she made that shot at the buzzer, you know, I said to Jamel, I said, you knew it had to end like that. You know, it had to that had to happen. Something like that had to happen for her at that particular time, because that's just what happens. You can't explain it. But she made a couple passes. She made a couple plays in the lane that only she can. She did what Paige does. She did Paige things.
Okay, last one from Charlotte. Just a quick was she, when did she start feeling comfortable with herself and ready to play? Obviously, she was yesterday. But was she like ready to play on Wednesday?
I would say that what's today is today's Friday. I would say about a week ago. About a week ago, she actually was able to get out on the court and do stuff that would have to happen in the game instead of just walk through this, walk through that. You know, 2 trips up and down, get off, no defensive stuff. You know, so about a week ago, it was evident that she's going to be able to do more. And but if I asked her, I said, and I think it was a week ago, I said, you want to play playing Georgetown, whoever we were playing, I forget. And she said, no, I'm not ready. So, you know, I always said she'll play when she's ready. Well, how will you know she's ready? I said, she'll tell me she's ready. And that's why I thought, well, if I don't hear something soon, she's not going to want to play this week. But kid's got so much. I mean, the one thing she didn't want to do, she didn't want to wait. She didn't want Sunday to be her first game. I think she was just too conscious of it's senior day. And that's not going to be my first game. So I think that's why she was adamant, like, I want to play Friday night. She said, you know, who are we playing? I said, we're playing St. John's. She goes, is there going to be a big crowd there? I said, look, we Frank Sinatra, you look out, if you don't like the crowd, you go back and have another Jack Daniels, and I ain't playing. You're kidding me, right? Don't get me started with her.